Authorities say it was enough fentanyl to kill every person on Long Island. Now a Bellport man is facing charges for allegedly being a major drug trafficker. You're watching Newsday TV. Thanks for joining us. I'm Ken Buffa. We'll have more on that story in a moment, but first, since 1976, more than 100 women have been found dead outdoors on Long Island. And many family members want to know what's being done to find out what happened to these victims. Sherry Einhorn and Sandra Petty have the story you'll see only in Newsday.
I'm the only one left of my family. I'm the last one.
Even if we did find out who did it, I will still have that emptiness because I don't have her.
She had so much love and life to live and to give, and it's unfortunate that it was cut short.
At least 128 dead women have been found outside on Long Island since 1976.
One person is alarming, but hearing a number over 100 is something that is unacceptable.
Who's looking to see who killed these women?
It seems as if a lot of these women have been forgotten. The families haven't forgotten them, but I think many other people have.
Do I expect resolution? I don't. Would I be happy to hear some accountability in some way? Of course. Do I anticipate that happening after 40 years? Probably not.
When I started my reporting, neither the Nassau nor Suffolk police departments had cold case units, and they still don't. But both district attorneys' offices have created them.
We're working primarily with the Suffolk County PD. We're dedicating staff and resources to that. We've just started that, and that's really kind of an offshoot of the Gilgo investigation.
We have ADAs in the Homicide Bureau who are working on cold cases constantly. They carry a cold case along with their active cases. Unfortunately, both police departments are shorthanded. You know, we have 7 active homicide detectives. We used to have double that number.
Now, to read more about this story, go to Newsday.com, click Get More below the Newsday TV video box. Back to that fentanyl case, prosecutors say Ramon Gibson was indicted this week for allegedly operating as a major drug trafficker. Investigators say they found enough fentanyl to kill every man, woman, and child on Long Island in Gibson's Bellport home. The 43-year-old is due back in court next month. And police are asking for your help in finding 2 people involved in stealing someone's bag from a Qdoba. Here's the suspects on surveillance video in the East Meadow shop. You see a woman walk past a booth with someone's purse sitting in it. She sits down and is seen saying something to the man, who then stands up to check it out. The man then walks up to the empty booth, takes the purse, and walks away. Detectives are asking anyone with information to call Crime Stoppers at 1-800-244-TIPS. And a group of local volunteers have returned from North Carolina with puppies that were rescued during the cleanup of Hurricane Helene. Virginia Huey has this story.
It was total devastation everywhere.
Amid the death and destruction in North Carolina left by Hurricane Helene, a tale of survival. These 7-week-old puppies were rescued by Angelique Williams.
I've seen a lot in my lifetime, but I've never seen anything like this.
And Nikki Dawson.
I think that the bright spot is that we were able to help a family.
The Paws of War volunteers were on a search and rescue mission in Burnsville, a town in the Blue Ridge Mountains, when they happened upon a family with a dog that had just given birth to 4 puppies.
They had no dog food. They were feeding their rescue dog as well as their own personal dog whatever non-perishable food that they were collecting for the storm. And Mom was emaciated and was no longer able to feed the puppies.
Williams and Dawson offered to give the puppies a safe haven at Paws of War headquarters in Wisconsin. The family agreed. Cosmo, Nova, Latte, and Capone arrived on Long Island a few days ago. Showered with TLC from volunteers, the puppies are gaining weight and doing well.
Sadly, so many animals lost their lives in North Carolina. We didn't find a lot alive. These four are super lucky.
In about 12 weeks, Nova and her siblings will be put up for adoption as either service or companion dogs for veterans or first responders in need. Dawson says the North Carolina family that surrendered the puppies is grateful. The fur babies are getting a second chance at life.
The father in the home, when he found out that the puppies would be placed in homes with veterans, he teared up because his dad and his grandfather served.
For Newsday TV, I'm Virginia Huey.
FisherPrice is recalling more than 2 million swings after 5 infants have died while sleeping in them. The U.S. Consumer Product Safety Commission warns that the Snugga swing should never be used for sleeping or have bedding materials added. It's also urging people to immediately cut off the headrest and remove the body support insert before using it. Some Long Islanders may be struggling with allergies this time of year. So joining us now is Dr. Jennifer Diaz from ENT and Allergy Associates. Dr. Diaz, how is this fall allergy season looking?
It's been a killer fall this year, starting early than usual. We've been seeing levels being high towards the end of August.
So what are some symptoms of fall allergies?
Really depends on the person. Some people are more prone to having congested nose, runniness, itchiness, sinus pressure, eye itching, watering, and a lot of sneezing.
So most people associate allergies with spring, but fall is also an issue too. Why is that?
So this time of year, you see a lot of people who are sensitive to things like ragweed and other types of weed, but you also have to think about molds growing outside on all your dead leaves and things that are dying during this time of year.
So is there any ways to give yourself some relief or prevent you from having like those mold buildups in your leaves?
So it's important that when you're doing yard cleanups that you do things like wear a mask, especially when you know you're susceptible to having symptoms when you have mold exposure.
So what should folks do? What should they watch out for and protect themselves with?
So things like after you're coming in, especially after you're doing yard work, make sure to wash your face, hands, change your clothes. And if you're up to it, sinus rinses are always great for getting that pollen off of your nose.
Last question for you. When will allergy season finally end?
So we're looking for that first frost for everything to kind of die for the season. But that all depends on the weather. We usually see that happening between Halloween and Thanksgiving.
All right. Thank you so much, Dr. Jennifer Diaz from ENT and Allergy Associates. Now you can read more about this story. Just go to Newsday.com. Click Get More below the Newsday TV video box.
Feed Me is brought to you by PC Richard & Son.
Today we're checking out 2 more of the top 50 restaurants on Long Island. Maria Elena Martinez has today's Feed Me TV.
So today I'm here to talk to you about 2 of the top 50 restaurants that I absolutely adored this year. The first is actually a Mexican spot out in Southampton, of all places, called El Verano. It is from a New York City chef named Julian Medina. His restaurant is this beautiful homage to the summer homes of Mexico City elite. His food is lush and beautiful, like huitlacoche. It's a Mexican truffle, if you will, and he's putting that in a quesadilla, which is phenomenal. Lobster tacos, which are amazing with togarashi mayo. His most incredible dish is a duck carnita, simmered low and slow slow and served instead of in a tortilla, in a butter lettuce leaf. Churro sundae, you can't miss that. Everything on the menu is really executed at a high level and showcases what's happening in Mexico City in fine dining. So the second restaurant I want to tell you about on our top 50 list is Eduardo's in Huntington Village. Eduardo Erazo is South American by birth. He's from Quito, Ecuador, and was a cook in his native country before he left for Italy. In the morning, you can have a beautiful espresso with some pastries, pastas at lunch, really lovely sandwiches on homemade focaccia bread. At night, the restaurant morphs into a dinner space, serving a lot of those similar pastas. Add to that gorgeous raviolo, a bronzino pounded veal chop, and then of course the only way to finish is with one of their handmade desserts like the pistachio cheesecake, which is incredible. It is the food that is coming out of this kitchen and the smile on the chef's face as he is making it that really will hook you. To see the full list, visit newsday.com/top 50. This is Maria Elena Martinez for Newsday TV.
That looks awesome. Now to see Newsday's complete list of top 50 restaurants, go to newsday.com, click Get More below the Newsday TV video box. All right, the weekend is here, so let's take a look at your Long Island weather. It was an absolutely gorgeous day today, a little warmer in the afternoon, but cold at the start. And tonight we are dipping down to 55, so a little warmer than yesterday night, rather. Tomorrow we are all sun. Take a look, we are in the 70s. And as for the 7-day forecast, well, it looks pretty nice, but Monday we may have a thunderstorm coming through, but it looks like it clears out for the rest of the week.
Long Island weather is brought to you by PTRC.
You're watching Newsday TV. I'm Ken Buffa. Thank you so much for joining us and have a great weekend.